Hello and welcome to this Ayni Secrets video where I will be showing you how to dip dried fruit. We're going to be using Crazy Jacks, apricots, dates and figs, and we're also going to be doing some crystallized ginger. Now this one has sulfites in, so if you want to avoid those, I think there's an Australian company that make the ginger without that, so look out for them. You're also going to need some baking paper, a fork. I'm going to be using my chocolate tools, but a fork and a spoon are absolutely all you need. Now the figs are so easy because they've got their very own little handle. Just kind of very carefully pull it up a little bit so that you can use it to hold on to whilst you dip it into the melted chocolate. Once that's done as much as you can, you might want to get a spoon just to fill in those areas that you might have missed. You're just going to get hold of it by its little handle again and lift it out of the chocolate and let any excess drips just come off, and then help it along with a little bit of a shake. And once you've done that, you're just going to very carefully wipe it across the side of the bowl to get the excess off. Now this bit's a little bit difficult to explain. You want to put it down on the paper at an angle, and you're not going to put it all straight down onto the paper. You're just going to kind of slide it across and maybe give it a little bit of a wiggle, and then sit it down in the chocolate that's come off as the figures drop down onto the paper. It'll become clear as we go along. Okay, so with the date, again, it's the same thing again. Dip it, shake it, scrape it across the bottom of the bowl, and then as carefully as you can put it down onto the paper. Now this is difficult because it's more of a circular thing, so it does roll, but you can use your fork to position it a little bit. You're trying to prevent a foot from forming. Now it's a little bit easier to see with the apricot, I think. So again, dip, shake, scrape, and then with the apricot it's easier to use a spoon to help it off with the fork. So you're just popping it down at an angle and using the spoon to help you to guide it off, and then the end of the fork to just push along very slowly and gently until you let it sit back down, so that it's sitting in the chocolate that's come off. When you try it, you'll understand. Your forks will get very bunged up, so just scrape that off with your fingernails or another fork if you don't want to do that, and then just pop it back into your bowl where you can melt the chocolate down if it's getting a little bit too thick. So finally we're going to do the ginger, and again just cover it, completely coat it in the chocolate, and you're going to use the fork to shake and scrape. I always think of the shake and vac ads when I say that, sorry for any younger people and non-English people watching. And yeah, anyway, sidetracked. So you again use a spoon to help the ginger off of the fork, and again this one wants to roll, but that's not too bad. You can kind of hold it with the fork and push it into the chocolate. Now you're going to pop them into the fridge or somewhere cool to chill, and this is what they look like underneath. The date here, as you can see, has a little bit of that foot that we talked about. Can you see that extra little bit there on the side? Now you can leave it, it's fine, or you can deal with that, and we'll show you how in a moment. And there's the apricot. So you just want to get a sharp knife and very, very carefully just trim off that excess chocolate around the edges, you know, or it is fine as it is. And that's it. And they're really lovely, healthy treats, and they're so easy to do. So enjoy.